So here's going to be a review of a Minecraft movie. I saw the film on Friday night in a non-premium format, but it was a packed audience that was there. There was no shortage of people, which enlightened me into how many Minecraft fans there are out there. I say this because I've never played Minecraft. It's just one of those phenoms that I guess I just missed out on, so I'm no fan. But it feels like that gives me a unique perspective when it comes to the review for this movie. But me not knowing much of anything about the franchise besides its unique blocky aesthetic, I thought the trailers for this movie looked f***ing awful. Maybe it was hitting all the right notes for the fans, but I saw a movie with a unique but ugly CGI block aesthetic, was trying too hard for the humor when it came to the characters of Jack Black and Jason Momoa playing to their types. And in a year that's been pretty underwhelming so far when it comes to movies, I expected this movie to bomb critically and financially, kind of like Snow White. But as I do with all movies, I went in with an open mind, not seeing the Rotten Tomatoes score, but a few days before I heard that there was some surprisingly positive momentum for the film based on early reactions. In this film, a young brother and sister duo, a man-child and a black chick, get sucked into a fantastical, bright, colorful world where anything can be built from blocks. Their only way out is through Steve, I guess, master builder who has spent years in this world. No matter what else I say about this film, I gotta start off by saying this was the most unique film watching in theater experience I've ever had, based on the reactions the film was getting from the hyped crowd. This was an audience full of fans that were super rowdy into the film and reacting loudly to key sequences and showcases of the game onto the big screen. Think about it this way. Remember the hyped audience reactions from the opening weekend for Endgame when Cap lifted Mjolnir? Or in No Way Home when Andrew and then Toby first show up? This movie was getting those kind of crowd reactions every 5 minutes. And we're talking about several standing ovation type sequences. I gotta say that as someone that knows no lore from the games, these kind of audience reactions, to some degree anyway, did enhance the experience for me as I was enlightened to the important and iconic parts of the game and world, and what parts were living up to fan expectations. Now, had this been a movie that I was truly, as a fan, invested in on the level of a Marvel event-level movie over the past decade, like all the Avengers films, Spider-Man No Way Home, or Deadpool and Wolverine, these kind of constant crowd cheer reactions probably would have annoyed the shit out of me. When you treat everything like super OMG clap level special, then nothing is. But I could tell that there was a lot of genuine excitement from the audience. I tell you this, the phrase chicken jockey will be stuck in my head for a while. I'm not really sure what the big deal about it is, but it must be pretty damn important. Now, for an honest review, you gotta try to separate the hyped experience from the audience from the movie itself. Now, watching the movie, a lot of the unpleasing direction and weirdness that I believe was in the trailers came across as much better in the actual movie. The movie is constantly committed to its high-energy comedic adrenaline fun, in part because of the fun and wonder they bring to this world, and the performances from your two leads in Jason Momoa and Jack Black. A lovable lunkhead is hardly a stretch for Mr. Momoa, but he plays it damn well. This Steve guy is a typical Jack Black type character. I have no idea if this is true to the game, but Jack Black being Jack Black is usually not a bad thing for a kid's film, as he brings a lot of great energy and enthusiasm in every scene that he's in. Didn't really get much out of the other characters in the group. They were okay. They try to write a story with some kind of heart for the brother and sister, and yeah, I don't really remember much of anything from it when the movie was over. I could say the same things about the villains here. They're a decent oppositional force, but not really anything special as characters. It's a world that does come across as highly fun. The visuals are bright and beautiful. If you haven't played the games, the super blocky character look is unlike anything you've seen before. I still think it's fairly ugly, but that's what's in the game, so points for accuracy, I guess. All this is parlayed into a movie with some surprisingly good action that replicates the whole video game type action sequences. There was a stretch of the film where it seemed more focused on roller coaster type action, And what I mean by that is one different action scene on top of another in very short time frame. This was all overwhelming the story, which there wasn't much to anyway. The weirdest part of the story is a side story with Jennifer Coolidge's character hooking up with one of the world villagers who wandered into the real world. All of these villager guys look like a blocky version of Squidward or Bert from Sesame Street. Jennifer Coolidge is another one where she always plays to her type, that super horny, big-breasted, older white woman, but most of the time she does so in an effective manner. Some of the humor with this whole dating segment of hers was trying a little bit too hard, which led to me zoning out at times. Most of the humor, though, in the film is at least chuckle-worthy, besides a few parts where it was legit just trying way too hard, like a whole scene focused on a bunch of homophobic physical comedy with Jack Black and Momoa. But again, as someone who's never played these video games, mostly everything presented here was done in pretty good feel-good fashion. This is a movie that'll be a perfect live-action movie for the kids, and something that'll highly entrance dedicated fans based on the audience that I saw it with. As an experience for the fans, the movie is without a doubt an FEA experience, definitely firmly excellent. Excellent. But for myself, I'll just say that I liked it.
I like it.
Unsurprisingly, the movie got a standing ovation from the audience I saw it with. It's one of those times where I feel stupid, like with Sonic 3, where based on the audience enthusiasm, I feel like I'm missing out when it comes to not knowing the significance of the lore behind the franchise. Well, I'll have time to catch up on that lore before the sequel, which will probably get greenlit in the next few days. Without still having seen the reviews for this film at the time of this review, or seeing what the box office is looking like day to day, I'm expecting a surprise Barbie level hit for this movie, at least for the opening weekend. Hey, so this is future me interrupting this video. It was sort of a multi-day process to put this review together. But in between days working on this review, I was able to see the box office while I was at work today. And holy f***ing shit, I know I said I expected a Barbie opening weekend for this movie, and it actually did, but it's still surprising to see. $157 million for the opening weekend of Minecraft. Never in my wildest dreams, and I'm sure never in Warner Brothers' dreams, I think that they expect to see a $157 million opening for this weekend. Again, as I've said, I'm not a Minecraft fan, so I guess I don't know the significance of the franchise to many people or how many fans it has, but that's just an amazing turnout for this movie and sort of what the box office really needed after a bunch of disappointments or just flat out duds. Just incredible for this movie. It really goes to show what happens when you put something out there for the fans that they really want to see. You do it well, and there's genuinely a lot of positive momentum and reaction to your film. I think this movie's box office is also emblematic and representative of the state of movies right now when it comes to box office money, results, and all that. You know, when you put something out there that's really different from all your standard box office stuff or movies that are just coming out, you can have a movie that really stands out. I think people are just burnt out on mediocre superhero sequels, burnt out on live-action remakes, or just sequels to franchises that seemingly won't end. Now, I say this, but it all depends on how people react to your movie. You know, if movies like Captain America: Brave New World or Snow White were more positively received, then I'm sure there would be a whole lot more enthusiasm in terms of people going to see those films. But if you keep delivering mediocre results, that's what the box office will show when it comes to how people go, or rather not go, see your movie. But Minecraft was truly something special in terms of that turnout. Like I said, being there in that auditorium was something that had to be seen to believe in terms of the standing ovations, crowd getting into the movie, all that kind of stuff. And even if I'm not really a fan of the franchise because I haven't really played the game, I can appreciate a movie that's delivering on what fans want to see, as long as it's not complete f***ing garbage like Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, I don't want to sound like a hypocrite. I mean, who isn't excited for a superhero sequel when it comes to the next Avengers film? Or for live-action remakes, I think there's a lot of positive momentum justifiably behind the Lilo and Stitch movie based on the marketing. But in general, something like Minecraft is what the movie industry desperately needed in more ways than one. Alright, that'll do it for this interruption. On to the ending of this review. So that'll do it for this review of a Minecraft movie. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching.